It's pretty well known, I think, that the U.S. has an extraordinary rate of gun violence. When you look at the country's 25 most populous cities, we find that the gun homicide rate there is about twice what it is elsewhere in the country. So if you want to take a bite out of gun violence, gun homicide across the country, you have to be able to focus on cities, which is why it's very promising to see in cities around the country, they're responding by taking this into their own hands.
In 2014, we were brought to our attention through Trace Data, through a study that the city of Chicago had done called Tracing the Guns, that there's essentially 3 gun dealers surrounding the city of Chicago. None of them are actually in the city of Chicago, that are selling guns legally that are ending up in the hands of criminals or crime scenes. Them bringing this data to us started to move us and started to draw us in where maybe we should be doing something about this. Even though these crimes weren't happening in our neighborhoods, we were part of the problem. And there's certain controls put in place, essentially, so that guns are not ending up in the hands of criminals or people that are legally not allowed to own guns.
Being in the city of Chicago, I think policy challenge number 1 is gun violence. One place where they really have been at the forefront is trying to tap into administrative data to glean insights about what's actually going on and to share that data with researchers. And I think it is really important to look upstream and figure out if there are ways that we can get ahead of the problem. What the mayor of Lyons has done, I don't know that there's any other mayor that has stepped up in the way that he has to say, even if the crimes, the bloodshed isn't happening in my city, we need to do something.
People in our community, they don't lock their cars at night, and so what happens is criminals, usually a group of juveniles, will walk through the neighborhood late at night and they will pull on a door handle, and if it's unlocked, anything that is valuable in that car they will take, particularly guns. We first did kind of an action research methodology, and we just decided that we were going to do a media campaign that we call Love It, Lock It. You know, we decided to kind of try to inform our citizens of either your forgetfulness or your complacency or maybe your willfulness that you're just not going to lock your car or whatever. It's contributing to the violence in our city. Enforcing
a no sell to certain types of individuals, and then maintaining a do not sell list, and then also sharing that information with us. It's key that we know, our local police department knows what's happening at this gun dealer.
Guns make the violence that we do have much, much more lethal. We're not actually a more violent country by most metrics. We're just a far more lethal country. This is not about trying to take your guns away. This is about making gun ownership more responsible. We want you to keep them. We don't want criminals to get a hold of them.